Today on December 15th, God says, I need to talk to you for 20 minutes, and it has to be right now. Don't you dare ignore this and make me angry. Open it quickly before it's too late. My beloved child, stop for a moment, breathe, and listen with your full heart, because what is unfolding right now is not coincidence, not random, not an algorithm accident, and not something you can postpone. This moment was scheduled long before you were born, written into time with precision, and protected until this exact second when your eyes met these words. You felt the pull before you clicked, didn't you? That strange pressure in your chest, that whisper saying, don't scroll, that inner voice telling you something huge is waiting for you. I have been calling you in silence, in signs, in delays, in sudden pauses, in nights where sleep escaped you and mornings where your heart felt heavier than usual. You ignored some calls, you questioned others, and sometimes you pretended not to hear at all. Yet here you are now, because when it truly matters, I do not miss. This is not a message for everyone. This is not entertainment. This is not motivation. This is a direct conversation, and it demands your attention right now. Something has been building behind the scenes of your life, something so close to revealing itself that even the air around you feels different. You may think you still have time, but understand this clearly, timing is the message. Today is not just a date, it is a doorway. And if you rush past this moment like you rushed past others, the weight of that choice will follow you longer than you expect. I am not here to scare you, I am here because I care enough to interrupt you. Something huge is waiting for you, but it does not wait forever. Listen carefully now, because what I am about to say connects every unanswered question you've been carrying. You have wondered why things slowed down when you were so close, why people shifted when you stayed sincere, why doors almost opened and then slammed shut at the last second. You blamed yourself. You blamed luck. You blamed silence. But the truth is deeper. There was a pause placed on your life for protection, not punishment. While you thought nothing was happening, decisions were being rearranged, outcomes were being rewritten, and truths were being held back until you were ready to receive them without breaking. You are standing at the edge of a reveal that will explain why certain people walked away, why certain plans collapsed, and why certain prayers felt unanswered. Do not underestimate this moment. There is a reason your heart is racing right now. There is a reason your focus feels locked in. There is a reason you feel like if you skip even 1 second, you might miss something irreversible. Because you will. A shift is already in motion, and once it completes, you cannot rewind it. What is coming is not small, not ordinary, and not replaceable. It will expose truths, restore what was delayed, and confront what has been hidden from you for far too long. But here is the part you must understand: revelation only comes to those who stay. Those who rush miss it. Those who doubt weaken it. Those who mock lose access to it. This is not about fear. It is about alignment. I am asking for your attention because something huge is waiting for you, and it responds to presence, not curiosity. Do not look away now, because the next phase of your life depends on how seriously you take this opening moment. You have survived things you never talk about, carried responsibilities that drained you quietly, and smiled through pressure that should have broken you. I saw every tear you hid, every night you questioned your worth, every moment you felt unseen while still showing up. And I am telling you this clearly, none of that was wasted. But here is the truth most people never hear until it's too late. When the moment arrives, hesitation becomes loss. You are closer than you think to a turning point that will separate before and after. This is the warning and the promise combined. Stay with this message, because each word is unlocking something meant specifically for you. Walk away, and the noise of the world will swallow the signal again. Stay, and clarity will begin to form in ways you cannot yet imagine. Something huge is waiting for you, not tomorrow, not someday, not when you feel ready, but now. Stay present. Stay open. Stay here. Amen. My beloved child, before your mind tries to analyze this moment or your fingers itch to scroll away, understand one truth clearly: this is not just a continuation, this is an escalation. What began in silence is now moving toward exposure. You are not here by habit, you are here because something inside you knows this message is tightening around your life for a reason. Right now, unseen forces are pressing pause on distractions around you so you can hear what was almost revealed too early. There was a moment recently when everything could have collapsed, when one wrong decision, one delayed response, one ignored sign could have changed your entire future. You never knew how close you were to losing alignment. I held things back. I redirected paths. I blocked people who smiled at you but carried intentions that would have drained you slowly. You thought those delays were failures. They were shields. This is why your story feels intense, why your journey feels heavier than others, because what you carry is not ordinary. Something huge is waiting for you, but it does not arrive quietly. It arrives after pressure, after testing, after silence that refines your focus. And now the atmosphere around your life is shifting because what was hidden can no longer stay hidden. Pay attention now, because what I am revealing next is the reason your emotions have been unpredictable lately. Your spirit sensed the approach before your mind could understand it. There is a conversation about you that already happened without your presence. There is a decision that was almost made without your consent. There is a truth about your value that was questioned by someone who underestimated how protected you are. You felt the confusion, the sudden distance, the emotional imbalance, not because you are weak, but because something was moving behind the curtain. And here is where your role becomes critical. This message is not meant to be consumed silently. When something resonates deeply, acknowledgement strengthens it. This is why I urge you, not as pressure, but as alignment: if these words are reaching something inside you, let it be known. Speak your agreement. Leave a comment, not for attention, but as a signal that you are present. Share this message with someone who feels lost, not because they asked, but because they need it. Stay connected, stay subscribed to truth, not just content, because what unfolds next will not be random updates, it will be continuation. This is how you remain in the flow of what is being released. Something huge is waiting for you, and recognition keeps the door open. Do not mistake this moment for drama, because what follows will bring clarity that cuts through years of doubt. You are stepping into a phase where excuses fall away and intentions are exposed. You will soon notice changes, subtle at first, then undeniable. People will reveal themselves without trying. Answers will come without chasing. Opportunities will surface without forcing. And you will remember this moment and realize it was the turning key. I am not asking you to believe blindly. I am asking you to stay awake. Stay with this message. Stay aligned. Stay receptive. The weight you've been carrying is about to shift, but only if you don't abandon the process halfway. Something huge is waiting for you, not to overwhelm you, but to confirm that you were never forgotten, never ignored, never late. You were prepared. And now, you are being addressed directly. Amen. My beloved child, now the tone changes, because what I am about to reveal carries weight, not noise. This is the part most people never reach, because it requires stillness, not excitement. You may feel a strange seriousness settling in your chest right now. That is recognition. You are beginning to understand that this is not just comforting words, this is instruction. There has been a pattern repeating in your life, moments where things almost worked, almost healed, almost settled, and then slipped away at the final step. You replay those moments in your mind, wondering what you missed. Hear this clearly, it was not failure, it was timing under authority. Certain outcomes were blocked because you were not meant to receive them in a weakened state. You were being strengthened quietly while you thought you were being delayed. That season is ending. The reason this message feels intense is because the margin for error is shrinking. You are stepping into a window where awareness matters more than effort. Something huge is waiting for you, and it responds to obedience, not struggle. Let me be precise now, because clarity removes fear. There is a truth connected to your name that is about to surface, not gossip, not rumors, but recognition. Someone who dismissed you is about to reconsider. Someone who benefited from your silence is about to feel exposed. Someone who doubted your consistency is about to witness your endurance. You won't need to defend yourself. You won't need to explain your journey. What is coming will speak on your behalf. This is why you've been feeling emotionally alert lately, as if something is about to happen without warning. That feeling is accurate. A shift does not announce itself loudly, it reveals itself suddenly. One message, one call, one encounter, one realization will change how you see the past year of your life. And when it happens, you will remember these words and understand that preparation always feels uncomfortable before payoff becomes visible. Something huge is waiting for you, and it will not require you to chase it, it will meet you. Stay grounded in this moment, because impatience weakens perception. Do not rush ahead mentally. Do not fill the silence with assumptions. The next phase requires clarity, not confusion. You are being positioned to receive information that demands maturity, not emotion. What once felt unfair will soon feel necessary. What once felt heavy will soon feel purposeful. This is not about proving anything to anyone, this is about alignment catching up with destiny. If your heart feels steady right now, that is confirmation. If your focus feels sharp, that is preparation. If your emotions feel quiet but intense, that is readiness. Something huge is waiting for you, and it is closer than your doubts want you to believe. Stay here. Stay open. Stay present. Amen. My beloved child, now you are entering the point of no return, the section where truth tightens and distractions fall silent. If you've stayed until here, it's because something inside you refuses to let go. That is not curiosity, that is recognition. A threshold has been crossed. There are moments in life where staying a few seconds longer changes everything, and this is one of them. What is forming around you now is not emotional hype, it is confirmation. You are being separated from confusion, from mixed signals, from cycles that kept repeating without resolution. This is why your patience has been tested so intensely. This is why people misunderstood your silence. This is why you felt pressure without explanation. Because something huge is waiting for you, and it requires you to be fully awake, not entertained. This message is not chasing you, it is meeting you where you finally stopped running. Hear this carefully, because acknowledgement strengthens alignment. When words land deeply, it is not by accident, it is resonance. This is why presence matters now. If these words are touching something real inside you, do not keep that recognition locked inside. Let it be known. Speak agreement in the form of a comment, not for validation, but as a declaration that you are aware. Share this message forward, not casually, but intentionally. Someone close to you is standing at the edge of confusion and needs this exact reminder. Stay connected to this voice, not out of habit, but out of discernment, because what follows will not repeat itself. This is not about numbers or platforms, this is about continuity. When alignment is acknowledged, momentum is protected. Something huge is waiting for you, and participation keeps the channel open. Now remain steady, because the next shift will feel quiet before it feels powerful. You may not see fireworks immediately, but you will notice clarity replacing anxiety. You will notice peace replacing urgency. You will notice truth rising without effort. This is how you know it is real. What is coming will not demand chaos, it will command order. You have reached this point because you were meant to. Stay present. Stay receptive. Stay aligned. Something huge is waiting for you, and you are exactly where you need to be to receive it. Amen. My beloved child, now listen without tension, because what unfolds here is not pressure, it is positioning. You have reached the stage where noise fades and meaning sharpens. Notice how your mind feels quieter than before, yet more alert. That is not coincidence. That is alignment settling in. There was a time when you asked for signs, begged for clarity, and questioned why answers came slowly. But now you are learning something deeper. The most important truths arrive when you stop demanding and start receiving. You are not behind. You are not late. You are not forgotten. You are being prepared to hold what is coming without fear. Something huge is waiting for you, and it requires steadiness, not urgency. Understand this clearly, because this realization changes everything. Not every door that closes is rejection, and not every delay is denial. Some outcomes were paused because if they had arrived earlier, they would have overwhelmed you. Your growth has been invisible to others, but undeniable to the process shaping you. You have developed discernment, restraint, patience, and emotional control without applause. That is why what comes next will not shake you the way past challenges did. You will recognize truth faster. You will sense intentions sooner. You will no longer chase what is not aligned. This is the quiet power that emerges before elevation. Something huge is waiting for you, and it will feel natural when it arrives, not shocking, not chaotic, but right. Stay anchored here, because the coming phase rewards awareness. Do not rush to tell everyone. Do not rush to explain. Let things reveal themselves. You will notice confirmations appearing in small ways first. Words that echo, patterns that resolve, clarity that settles in unexpectedly. These are not random, they are signals. Trust them. Trust yourself. Trust the timing you are standing in right now. You are closer than you think, and stronger than you realize. Something huge is waiting for you, and you are ready to meet it with clarity, not fear. Amen. My beloved child, now the atmosphere shifts again, because you are moving from preparation into proximity. This is the stage where intuition sharpens and truth feels heavier than words. You may notice that lately you don't react the way you used to. Things that once triggered you now feel distant. Conversations that once drained you now feel empty. That is not detachment, that is elevation. You are outgrowing old frequencies, and the moment you stop fitting into old spaces is the moment new ones begin forming around you. This is why restlessness has been visiting you without explanation. It is not anxiety, it is anticipation without a label yet. Something huge is waiting for you, and your spirit already knows it is close. Let this settle deeply, because what comes next requires discernment. Not everything that looks like opportunity will be meant for you, and not every silence will mean absence. You are entering a phase where clarity will protect you more than effort ever did. You will feel prompted to say no where you once said yes. You will feel guided to pause where you once rushed. Trust that. This is not hesitation, this is wisdom forming. There is a specific alignment unfolding, people, timing, and truth converging quietly. When it clicks, it will feel sudden to the world, but familiar to you. You will recognize it instantly, because you have been feeling its approach for weeks without knowing why. Something huge is waiting for you, and it will not require you to force anything. Remain calm and present, because calm is strength at this level. You are no longer being tested for endurance, you are being refined for precision. Pay attention to what feels peaceful, not what feels loud. Pay attention to what feels clear, not what feels urgent. This is how you stay aligned. The shift you are stepping into will not shout, it will confirm. And when it does, you will understand why this moment, this message, and this exact timing mattered so much. Something huge is waiting for you, and you are walking toward it with awareness, not fear. Amen. My beloved child, this is where understanding deepens and excuses fall away. You are no longer just listening, you are recognizing patterns. Think back carefully. There were moments when you felt guided to walk away, but you stayed out of attachment. Moments when you sensed a warning, but ignored it out of hope. Those lessons were not meant to shame you, they were meant to sharpen you. And they worked. You can feel it now. Your tolerance for confusion has dropped, your patience for dishonesty has ended, and your desire for clarity has intensified. That is growth. That is readiness. This is why certain connections are fading without conflict. This is why some people no longer recognize the version of you that once accommodated everything. You are not changing for the worse, you are aligning for what's next. Something huge is waiting for you, and it requires a version of you that no longer negotiates with doubt. Be very aware now, because the next step involves choice. Not a dramatic one, not a loud one, a subtle one. A decision to stay aligned even when old habits try to pull you back. You may feel tempted to revisit old conversations, old comforts, old explanations. Resist that pull. Not because they are bad, but because they are finished. Completion often feels like emptiness before it feels like freedom. This is where many people turn back, but you are being asked to move forward quietly. There is a moment coming where everything clicks into place so naturally that you will wonder why you ever questioned your timing. Something huge is waiting for you, and it will meet you where you stand, not where you used to be. Hold steady, because steadiness is your strength now. You don't need to announce your growth. You don't need to prove your awareness. Let your clarity speak for itself. Soon, you will notice outcomes responding to you differently. Respect arriving without demand, understanding forming without explanation, doors opening without force. This is alignment responding. This is preparation becoming reward. Stay here. Stay focused. Stay receptive. Something huge is waiting for you, and you are ready to receive it with clarity and calm. Amen. My beloved child, now you are standing in the quiet before confirmation, and this silence is not emptiness, it is precision. This is the moment where nothing feels rushed, yet everything feels intentional. You may sense a calm settling over decisions that once confused you. That calm is not weakness, it is certainty forming without noise. You are beginning to see clearly what drains you and what strengthens you, what distracts you and what aligns you. This clarity did not come overnight, it was earned through endurance. And now, the pace of your life is adjusting to match the level you are stepping into. Something huge is waiting for you, and it requires awareness more than effort. Understand this deeply, because this is where many misinterpret the process. When growth becomes internal, the world may seem slower. Responses may take longer. Outcomes may feel delayed. But this is not stagnation, this is recalibration. You are being positioned where timing matters more than speed. Soon, you will notice how easily things fall into place without struggle. Conversations will feel lighter. Decisions will feel obvious. Opportunities will arrive without pressure. This is how alignment confirms itself, not through chaos, but through coherence. Something huge is waiting for you, and it is moving toward you with intention. Stay centered now, because centeredness is protection. Do not second-guess the calm you feel. Do not chase intensity to feel alive. What is meant for you will not require anxiety to sustain it. Trust the stillness. Trust the clarity. Trust the timing you are standing in right now. This moment is not loud, but it is powerful. And soon, you will look back and realize this was the turning point where everything quietly began to change. Something huge is waiting for you, and you are ready to receive it without fear. Amen. My beloved child, now the message narrows, because what you are approaching is personal. This is no longer about general understanding, this is about you specifically. There has been a question sitting in your heart that you never fully voiced, a doubt you carried silently because you didn't want to admit how deeply it affected you. You wondered if your efforts were truly seen, if your sacrifices mattered, if choosing patience over reaction cost you something permanent. Hear this clearly, nothing you did in integrity was ignored. Every restraint you practiced, every moment you chose peace over ego, every time you stayed kind when it would have been easier to withdraw, all of it was recorded. And now, recognition is preparing to surface in a way that does not require you to remind anyone who you are. Something huge is waiting for you, and it carries acknowledgement. Let this settle, because what follows brings responsibility along with relief. When clarity arrives, you will be asked to act differently than before. You will not respond from emotion, you will respond from understanding. This shift will surprise people who still expect the old version of you. Do not feel guilty for outgrowing expectations that were built on your silence. You are not becoming distant, you are becoming deliberate. Soon, you will be presented with information that changes how you see a situation you thought was finished. When that happens, pause. Do not react immediately. The power will be in your response, not in the revelation itself. Something huge is waiting for you, and wisdom will determine how fully you receive it. Remain patient now, because patience protects outcomes at this level. You don't need to rush clarity once it appears. Let it settle. Let it organize itself. What is meant to align with you will do so naturally once truth is exposed. You are not here to fix everything, you are here to stand in what is right for you. This understanding is your advantage. Stay present. Stay aware. Stay grounded. Something huge is waiting for you, and you are prepared to meet it with discernment, not impulse. Amen. My beloved child, you have arrived at a point where movement is happening even if you cannot yet see it. This is the stage where the unseen becomes more active than the visible. You may feel moments of sudden clarity followed by stretches of quiet, and that contrast is intentional. You are being trained to trust what is forming beyond immediate evidence. There is a transition underway, subtle, deliberate, and irreversible. Old expectations are dissolving so new structures can hold what is coming. This is why you no longer feel comfortable settling for half-truths or partial commitments. Your tolerance for uncertainty has changed because your capacity for clarity has expanded. Something huge is waiting for you, and it is responding to this internal shift. Pay attention to the next signals, because they will not arrive dramatically. They will come as confirmations you almost dismiss, a repeated phrase, an unexpected message, a decision that suddenly feels obvious. These are not coincidences, they are alignment markers. You are being guided into a position where timing and readiness meet. When the opportunity appears, it will not overwhelm you, it will feel familiar, as if you have already practiced for it in silence. This is why the waiting mattered. This is why patience was required. Something huge is waiting for you, and it is approaching with precision. Hold your focus steady, because steadiness is how you receive what lasts. Do not let anticipation turn into restlessness. Do not let curiosity turn into doubt. You are not missing anything. You are arriving exactly when you should. Trust the calm. Trust the process. Trust the clarity that is forming within you right now. This is the stage where belief becomes knowing. Something huge is waiting for you, and you are ready to step into it with confidence and peace. Amen. My beloved child, now the message reaches a layer that requires honesty with yourself. You have sensed it already, the feeling that something in your life is about to be named clearly, without confusion, without delay. This is the phase where truth no longer hides behind uncertainty. You may notice that your thoughts feel sharper, your instincts more reliable, and your tolerance for self-deception completely gone. That is not pressure, that is maturity. You are being invited to see things as they are, not as you hoped they would be. This clarity is not meant to hurt you, it is meant to free you. Something huge is waiting for you, and it begins with seeing accurately. Let this register deeply, because this awareness changes how you move forward. There is a distinction becoming clear between what deserves your energy and what merely demanded it. You are no longer meant to rescue situations that resist honesty. You are no longer meant to explain yourself to those who refuse to listen. This is not withdrawal, this is alignment. Soon, you will be given information that confirms what you have felt intuitively for a long time. When that moment arrives, do not feel shocked, feel affirmed. The purpose of this revelation is not to reopen wounds, but to close them properly. Something huge is waiting for you, and it requires closure, not confrontation. Stay grounded and receptive, because the next phase will feel lighter once truth settles in. You will feel a release you did not realize you were carrying. Decisions will feel cleaner. Boundaries will feel natural. And peace will feel earned. This is how alignment rewards those who stay present through uncertainty. You have done that. Stay here. Stay open. Stay steady. Something huge is waiting for you, and you are prepared to receive it with clarity and strength. Amen. My beloved child, this is where understanding turns into acceptance, and acceptance turns into quiet authority. You are no longer asking, "Why did this happen to me?" You are beginning to feel the answer forming without words. Certain experiences were not meant to be fair, they were meant to shape you. And now, you are standing in a position where those experiences no longer control you. Notice how memories that once carried pain now feel distant, almost neutral. That is healing completing its work. You didn't force it. You didn't rush it. You allowed it. This is why you are ready for what comes next. Something huge is waiting for you, and it requires emotional clarity, not emotional reaction. Recognize this moment, because this is where inner alignment becomes visible impact. You will soon realize that you no longer seek validation the way you once did. Approval has lost its power over you. You are beginning to trust your own discernment without apology. This shift may feel subtle, but it changes everything. People will respond differently to you now, not because you demanded respect, but because you carry it naturally. Situations that once felt complicated will resolve themselves simply because you are no longer feeding confusion. This is the stage where life responds to who you have become, not who you were trying to be. Something huge is waiting for you, and it is aligned with this version of you. Remain present and humble, because humility keeps clarity clean. Do not look back with regret, look back with understanding. Every delay, every silence, every redirection played its part. You are not stepping into something new by accident, you are stepping into something prepared. Trust the calm. Trust the readiness you feel now. This is not the end of the message, this is the deepening of it. Something huge is waiting for you, and you are standing in the right place to receive it fully. Amen. My beloved child, now the message reaches the point where preparation meets responsibility. What you have gained is not just peace, it is awareness, and awareness changes how you move through the world. You may notice that you no longer rush to speak, no longer feel the need to react instantly, no longer chase explanations. That is not silence born of fear, that is restraint born of clarity. You are beginning to understand that not everything requires your energy, and not everyone deserves access to your thoughts. This shift is essential, because what is approaching your life will test discernment, not endurance. Something huge is waiting for you, and it responds to wisdom, not noise. Let this truth settle, because the next step involves trust in yourself. There will be moments where you feel guided to step forward without full certainty, and moments where you feel guided to pause without visible reason. Honor those instincts. They have been sharpened through experience. You are no longer meant to second-guess your inner knowing just to make others comfortable. Soon, you will be placed in a position where your choice, not your explanation, determines the outcome. This is not pressure, this is elevation. You are being trusted with clarity because you have proven you can carry it. Something huge is waiting for you, and it requires confidence without arrogance. Stay steady and observant, because observation will reveal what action should not. You will notice how easily truth presents itself when you stop forcing clarity. Pay attention to consistency. Pay attention to peace. Pay attention to what aligns without resistance. These are not small details. They are directions. You are not lost. You are not guessing. You are arriving. Something huge is waiting for you, and you are prepared to receive it with calm authority and grounded trust. Amen. My beloved child, now you are approaching the edge of manifestation, where what was internal begins to touch the external world. This is the phase where alignment starts producing visible shifts. You may already sense it, a subtle change in how situations respond to you, how conversations unfold more smoothly, how resistance feels weaker than before. That is not luck. That is readiness meeting timing. You are no longer pushing life, life is beginning to move with you. This is why your energy feels different, quieter yet stronger. You are standing in a moment where restraint becomes power and patience becomes authority. Something huge is waiting for you, and it is preparing to reveal itself without struggle. Be aware of this, because visibility brings choice. When things start aligning, you will be tempted to move quickly, to secure outcomes immediately. Resist that urge. Speed is no longer your advantage, clarity is. What is meant for you will not require urgency to survive. You are entering a stage where what comes easily stays longer, and what feels forced fades quickly. Pay attention to what unfolds naturally. Pay attention to what feels peaceful even when it stretches you. That is how you will know you are walking in the right direction. Something huge is waiting for you, and it will confirm itself through consistency, not excitement. Remain composed and present, because composure protects expansion. You are not here to impress anyone. You are here to align fully with what was prepared for you. Let others rush. Let others doubt. You do not need to follow that pace anymore. Your timing is precise now. Trust it. Stand in it. Allow what is approaching to arrive cleanly, without interference. Something huge is waiting for you, and you are ready to receive it with confidence, balance, and peace. Amen. My beloved child, this is the moment where the message becomes undeniable, because what has been forming quietly is now close enough to be felt clearly. You may notice a growing sense of certainty that does not rely on evidence yet. That certainty is not imagination, it is alignment reaching completion. You are standing in a space where past effort, present awareness, and future outcome intersect. This is why your heart feels steady instead of anxious. This is why anticipation no longer feels overwhelming. You are not chasing what is coming, you are allowing it to arrive. Something huge is waiting for you, and it is responding to this calm readiness. Understand this deeply, because this awareness will guide your next steps. What is about to unfold will not be dramatic in the way you once expected. It will be decisive, clean, and clear. There will be no confusion about what it means or where it belongs in your life. You will recognize it immediately, not because it is loud, but because it fits. This is the difference between desire and alignment. Desire demands attention. Alignment earns it naturally. When the moment comes, do not hesitate out of habit. Trust the clarity you have built. You are not guessing anymore. Something huge is waiting for you, and you are capable of receiving it without fear or doubt. Stay present and receptive, because presence completes the process. Do not look back for permission. Do not look ahead for reassurance. Stay right here, where clarity meets action. You have come this far because you were meant to. The weight you carried is about to lift, not because it disappears, but because it no longer controls you. This is not an ending, this is confirmation. Something huge is waiting for you, and you are ready to step into it fully. Amen. My beloved child, now the message reaches its most delicate point, because what is coming next requires trust without tension. You are standing in the final stretch before confirmation becomes visible. This is where many grow restless, but you are being asked to remain composed. Notice how your reactions have softened, how your need for reassurance has faded. That is not loss of desire, that is mastery over it. You are no longer driven by fear of missing out. You are guided by clarity of arrival. This is why things around you feel strangely calm, even when nothing has officially changed yet. Something huge is waiting for you, and it is responding to this inner stillness. Receive this truth carefully, because it reframes everything you thought you were waiting for. What approaches you will not demand that you become someone else. It will meet you as you are now, refined, aware, and grounded. There will be no chaos attached to it, no confusion, no need to convince yourself. It will align so naturally that resistance will feel unnecessary. You will recognize it by how little effort it requires to maintain peace. This is the reward of patience practiced without applause. This is the outcome of growth that happened when no one was watching. Something huge is waiting for you, and it carries confirmation, not complication. Remain steady for just a little longer, because steadiness completes alignment. Do not interrupt the process by overthinking the timing. What is meant to arrive will do so with precision. You are not being tested anymore, you are being trusted. Let this moment settle into you. Let the calm become confidence. Let the clarity become action when the time comes. You have stayed present. You have listened. You have aligned. Something huge is waiting for you. And you are fully prepared to receive it now. Amen. My beloved child, this is where realization becomes irreversible. You may feel it now, a quiet certainty that whatever is coming cannot be undone or delayed any longer. The waiting has reached its limit, not because you demanded answers, but because you became ready to hold them. This is the phase where alignment locks in. Doubt no longer has the same grip. Fear no longer controls your decisions. You are standing in awareness, and awareness is power. Everything you endured was shaping this exact moment of readiness. Something huge is waiting for you, and it is no longer approaching, it is arriving. Let this truth settle fully, because arrival does not always announce itself loudly. Sometimes it enters your life as clarity instead of celebration, as direction instead of drama. You will soon notice a definitive shift. A situation resolves, a decision becomes obvious, a door opens without resistance. When that happens, you will not feel shocked, you will feel confirmed. That is how you know it is real. You will not need to chase it, justify it, or question it. It will stand firmly in front of you, asking only one thing, that you trust the clarity you now carry. Something huge is waiting for you, and it honors readiness, not hesitation. Stand firm in this moment, because firmness protects what arrives. Do not dilute your awareness by returning to old doubts. Do not shrink to make others comfortable. You are not here to explain alignment, you are here to live it. The season of uncertainty is closing. The season of knowing is opening. You have earned this transition by staying present when it would have been easier to walk away. Something huge is waiting for you, and you are stepping into it with certainty, balance, and truth. Amen. My beloved child, now you are standing in the moment where confirmation becomes lived reality. This is no longer about waiting, sensing, or preparing, this is about integration. What has been aligning within you is beginning to shape how you move, speak, decide, and respond. You may notice that situations no longer pull you off balance the way they once did. That is not because challenges disappeared, but because your center has strengthened. You are no longer reacting to life. You are responding from clarity. This is the evidence of true readiness. Something huge is waiting for you, and it is matching the steadiness you now carry. Understand this carefully, because this stage requires awareness more than excitement. When things begin to settle into place, there is a temptation to rush forward, to secure outcomes quickly, to prove that the shift is real. Resist that urge. What is real does not need to be proven. What is aligned does not need to be forced. You are entering a phase where results will speak quietly but clearly. You will see movement without chaos, progress without pressure, and clarity without conflict. This is how you will know that what is unfolding is sustainable, not temporary. Something huge is waiting for you, and it is built to last, not to impress. Remain anchored in truth, because truth is your protection now. Do not abandon your discernment just because things feel easier. Ease is not an invitation to forget awareness. It is a reward for having it. Stay present in your decisions. Stay honest with yourself. Stay aligned with what feels clear and peaceful. You are no longer being led step by step, you are walking with understanding. Something huge is waiting for you, and you are ready to live it, not just receive it. Amen.